Good. On there, okay. Good afternoon, everybody. We're gonna call to order the Ford County Commission meeting for January 17th, 2023. This will be meeting number 2023-02. And to start our meeting, we have Pastor Albert Schrock with the Bible Baptist Church here to lead us in prayer, and then we'll have a prayer of allegiance, pledge of allegiance.
First, our Heavenly Father, we come today with thankful, Lord, for the blessings you give us. We're thankful, Lord, for this county commission, Lord. I ask that you would guide them, Lord, today, lead them, Lord, as they look over our county and so forth, and for direction, Lord, and for guidance. So we thank you, Lord, and we ask that you would bless and guide everything that's said and done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Pastor.
Thank you, sir.
Before we start into the agenda, we have one amendment for the agenda today. That'll be item number 4 under the county administrator's report. We're gonna delete that off of today's agenda, be the annual asset forfeiture report. Reschedule that, I suppose, for the next meeting?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sheriff. Do we need a motion on that, or?
Yes.
Okay, I would make a motion to amend the agenda to delete item number 4 under the county administrator's report.
I second it.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, so our chairman is not here today, but this is our reorganization meeting. So, we'll start off with reorganization of the Board of County Commissioners.
I would nominate you to be chairman of the board, and I would nominate Boyce to be vice chairman.
We,
Can you do
let's
two of
go
them
with
now?
the first one to begin with, if we
Okay.
can.
Okay,
So there's a motion to elect Commissioner Tassett as the chair. I would second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And next we have the item for the vice chair.
I second that.
Motion is to elect Commissioner Boyce as the vice chair with a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I believe that takes care of our reorganization. Next, we have legal counsel. Good afternoon, Lynn.
Good afternoon. We have this afternoon a number of resolutions that we typically discuss at the time of the board's reorganization. And so we'll go through those. Excuse me. I've mentioned that there is one resolution that we typically have at this time that we bring to the commissioners, and that's where the commissioners divide the county into the 3 commission districts and approve that. We're not bringing that to you this afternoon, and Debbie, please feel free to jump in here. As you know, there was a redrawing of the legislative lines last year. As a result of that, that affected some of the precincts within the city of Dodge City. And those precincts are identified in that resolution as to which commission district those precincts fall within. And so Debbie is going to be doing some work to get those precincts back into to place. As a result of the redistricting lines, it divided some precincts. And some of them just bits of precincts. And so they didn't pay much attention to what the political districts were here in Dodge City. And so as a result of that, you have some precincts that have been divided. And Debbie's gonna work on that. we would anticipate bringing that to the commissioners, maybe late summer,
Or like at the end, by the end of the year.
yeah, or by the end of the year, so that the commissioners can review it. The statute requires the commissioners to review those districts every 3 years. It's been the practice of this board to review them each year. So you reviewed them in January of 2022, and so we're fine. But once that work is done in the clerk's office, I think commissioners would probably like to take a look at it. So we'll bring that at that time. Any questions about that?
I guess just the length of time on it, Debbie, how long were we leaving folks out there that they don't know who their
Well, we won't
commissioner is?
change that. I'm just trying to clean up right now the precincts, because the legislative, when they just did it, they cut in to say precinct 6, which precinct 6 is Commissioner Snooks, which that will stay that way. I want to uniform the legislative district, so I don't have 2 precinct 6. I have 2 precinct 6, I have 2
Okay.
precinct 1s, that type of thing. Then it will
It's
be up
not
to you.
changing necessarily then the
Right,
representation?
that will
Okay.
be up to you whether you want to change how that goes.
Okay,
We're just trying to get the precincts in one basket. You got, like you said, 6A, 6B, but we want to have 6, which is the original 6.
okay, I understand
Yeah.
that.
Okay, with that said, then, the first resolution before the board is 2023-01. It's a resolution setting the regular meeting dates and times for the Board of County Commissioners. This resolution keeps as regular meeting dates the first, third, and fifth Mondays, if applicable, of each month. If a meeting is scheduled on a holiday, it says that the meeting will occur on the next regular business day or another day that's determined by the board. The regular meeting times for the business meeting will remain at 3:30. 3 o'clock is a discretionary work session unless the board chooses to modify a particular hearing date meeting date or meeting time. So that's resolution 2023-01.
All right, I would make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-01, setting the regular meeting dates and times for the Board of County Commissioners.
I second
Motion second, any further discussion? If we keep adding federal holidays, we might just go to Tuesday and be done with it. Move us all to a 4-day work week and call it good.
Well, I think there'd be people in favor of that.
Was that a motion?
Not yet, but we're getting there. All right, with a motion and a second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
it. Aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 2023-02 is a resolution designating the banks in Ford County as official depositories for Ford County funds. All of the banks in Ford County that either have a main or branch office that currently are in this particular realm of handling funds is listed in section 1 there, and then in section 2, in section 3, it authorizes the Ford County Treasurer in her capacity to do certain acts with the municipal investment pool, which the county has participated in for a number of years, and we'll get to that resolution here shortly.
All right, I would make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-02.
I would second that, sir.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? David, these are the first 2 resolutions of the year?
Part of
I
it
was
is-
thinking we had one other one at the last meeting, but that may just be me.
I hope not.
I hope not as well. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 2023-03 is a resolution designating Landmark National Bank as official depository for Ford County funds. This is the institution where the county's 11 bank accounts are located. Section 3 lists those bank accounts to be deposited and with Landmark National Bank. It also provides that the bank will be provided with a certification of the persons authorized to transact business on each of those 11 accounts. And we have that certification a little bit later to present to the board.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-03.
I second it.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 2023-04 is the resolution to continue an account in the municipal investment pool. As noted, Ford County has had that authorization for investments in the municipal investment pool since 2006. This resolution authorizes continuing that account. It also authorizes those persons who are who can transact business on that account. They're listed in section 4 of the resolution. It also provides that the municipal investment pool will provide notices regarding that account to our Ford County treasurer.
I would make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-04.
I second
Motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 2023-05 is a resolution requesting that the Director of Accounts and Reports waive the requirements of KSA 75-1120A. You may recall in maybe early December or late November, the board adopted a resolution to make this request for the reports that would be required, or the financial statements that would be required for 2022. We feel like it would be better to do this on the front end of the year as opposed to later in the year. And so this resolution is requesting that those requirements of 75-1128 not apply to Ford County for financial statement and financial report year 2023.
I would make a motion to adopt resolution number 2023-05.
it. I second
Motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
it. Aye.
Next, we have the certification to Landmark National Bank. This certification identifies the 11 accounts that Ford County has deposited in Landmark National Bank and authorizes who may transact business on each of those accounts. We're requesting that the board approve the certification. We would also ask that the certification not be made a public record because it identifies specifically the accounts by number.
I would make a motion to approve the certification to Landmark National Bank for Ford County accounts.
I second
With a motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
it. Aye.
Okay, next, annually, the Board of County Commissioners appoint the county counselor for the next calendar year. I've had the pleasure and honor of being appointed for quite some time, and I'm asking that the board consider appointing me again as county counselor. Just a couple of points that have been the case in all of the previous agreements. There are certain functions that typically fall within the county counselor's responsibilities, such as child and needed care cases, mental health cases, habeas corpus actions, and typically not typically, historically, the county attorney has handled those particular actions. And we're again asking that that be the case. Again, the county counselor would not be an employee of Ford County, but would be an independent contractor with Ford County. The compensation to be paid would remain as it has been for the past couple of years or several years. at $200 an hour plus expenses. It also provides that Clayton Curbs be named as Assistant County Counselor, which we've done in the past, so that he can assist the county if I should be absent from the county for any period of time. We've presented this agreement to Kevin Salzman, the Ford County Attorney, and he signed off on it and approving that those cases that I mentioned earlier would be handled by his office as opposed to the county counselor's office.
All right, I make a motion to approve the contract between Ford County and Curbs Law Office.
I second
Motion and second, any further discussion? You have to bring a list of other qualified folks.
I couldn't find anyone more qualified. But I didn't look very hard.
All those in favor?
it.
Aye.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Well, some of that. Also then, the last thing I have right now would be the licensed dietitian contract. For a number of years, the county has had a contract with Susan Lago, a certified licensed dietitian. It is necessary to have a licensed dietitian for Ford County's participation in the WIC program. This agreement is very, very similar to the prior agreements that we've had with Ms. Lago. The primary change being that she would be paid $55 per hour for the time she spends providing dietitian services. It has been $50 in the past, so it's a $5 increase. And I don't remember the last time that was increased. Do you, Angela?
I don't.
Ever?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And so, the other thing I would tell you is that it has a 30-hour limit upon it, I believe. Yes, it has a 30 hours of work limited and per month. And this is paid for by grant funds.
All right, I would move that we approve the contract between Ford County and Suzanne Lago.
I second
Okay, thank you.
All those in favor?
I'm
it.
sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's all I
That's
have
it, Lee?
right now.
All right. Okay, that'll bring us finally to our consent agenda. We have minutes for December 29th, 2022. Meeting number 2022-44. Minutes for January 3rd, 2023 will be the 2023-01. And we have additions and abatements. And we have the CDBG semi-annual report and a cereal malt beverage application for Leobardo Del Rio, doing business as Rancho El Palomino. Patty, do you want to talk to us about abatements here?
The majority of them are personal property. We mailed out letters and et cetera, and tax bills went out, so people are notifying us they sold their property, and we didn't notify the tax bills went out. So they come in and they sign their rendition, and we have to lower the penalty, so the majority of that. We have one personal property paper in protest right now, so that's what that one is too, so that's what those are.
All right. Patty, thank you. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have approval for claims for payment. $1,479,878.94.
Nothing outstanding, we just hadn't paid bills this year yet, so a lot of that was just the add up.
Okay.
I thought for a minute my wife was writing checks.
Make a motion, we approve the claims for payment as presented.
I second
With a motion and a second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
it. Aye.
All right, we've reached the portion of the meeting, we have open public comment. If anybody would like to make comments here during the meeting, we limit it 5 minutes per individual, 15 minutes per topic, with final action to be deferred until the next county commission meeting, unless we have an emergency situation. Do we have anybody for open public comment? If we don't, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize Dr. Sean Fletcher. He's our Assistant County Administrator. Dr. Fletcher has recently taken a position, a new position, and will be leaving us. This will be Sean's last meeting with us here. And I'd like to congratulate you, sir, on your opportunity to move forward and upward. We try to develop our people, and it's great to see personal growth, personal advancement, and we hate to lose you, but we're proud and thankful for your opportunity, where you're going, and the work you've done here. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Where are you going, Sean?
Elbert County, Colorado.
Which county?
Elbert,
Albert.
right outside of Castle Rock, Parker, and Denver.
Oh, cool. That's wonderful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, I believe that brings us to the county administrator's report.
First item, CFAB, United Wireless Arena, ice floor repair bid.
Afternoon.
Hi. If you don't know me, I'm Ryan Reed of Brookwood City, and I'm here
Good.
instead of Melissa.
Chris, how are you?
We're asking you guys to approve the repair quote with Phillips Site Work for repair of United Wireless Arena ice floor. And staff there detected a brine leak sometime last year, I think. And we've been working with various vendors trying to detect where the leak could be occurring, and also trying to find a contractor or vendor to do the repair. It's kind of specialized, so it's been kind of time consuming finding somebody that would fit what we're needing. We're recommending Phillips Site Work because they're significantly cheaper, and they have a more surgical type of repair that they're proposing than the original vendor we were looking at. That's valuable to us because the event center has to, be closed when they're doing the repair, and we don't want to have those kinds of complications or miss out on events. This plan by Phillips Site Work is supposed to take 2 weeks estimated to do it. It's also $59,820 versus the upwards of $300,000 or $400,000 that our original vendor was looking at charging us to do the work. So, lastly, Phillips Site Work was recommended by the staff at the Cable Dahmer Arena, which I guess is a sister site to ours. It was built about the same time with about the same similar staff. We talked to them, and they said that they had used them a couple of times for this type of repair, and it had great success. And so, January 9th, the CFAB Community Facility Advisory Board met, unanimously approved the vote or whatever to recommend this to both commissions. And that's where we're at. Do you have any questions for me today?
What kind of failure do we have? Is it something from from manufacturing, or was it installation? Is it deterioration of the system? What?
I would say it's most likely deterioration. The system's, 11 years old. Most standardized floors, total life is between 16 and 20 years. So we're about 2/3 through it at this point. Floors shift, they move. What we're hoping, instead of a catastrophic failure going across the width of the floor, where we would literally have to dig an 85-foot trench, 4 feet wide, 4 feet deep across, and then you're getting into all sorts of rebar and everything else. From some of our tests, we seem to get some indication that it's off the floor, where it actually comes from the ice plant and feeds into the header, which feeds all the lines, literally 7 miles of lines that are in that floor. So if we can stay off the floor and not cut across it and hurt the integrity of that and solve our problem there, we're gonna be much better off in the long term.
Yeah. So the kind of repair that's being proposed, is that something that would address deterioration overall on the system, where we may be looking at the failures? And that's where I'm,
Yeah, it's a
that's
specific
where I have
location.
some
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah, it's at a specific location. I believe it's pretty much where the flanges and the joints are that go into the main header. Once you go into the main header on the floor, it's 85 feet. There's about 360 connections in there encased in concrete. So we're talking about digging all that up in the first proposal. This is keeping us off to the side. Hopefully we get into that 4x4, 5x5 area, find something obvious, and go, okay, there's our problem. But long term, the ice plant's running well, so that part of it's solid. Aside from that leak, we're actually operating pretty well. But we can't account for, once we get to about 27 degrees, we start losing about 5 gallons, 10 gallons of brine an hour, and we don't know where it's going. And we don't know what damage it's doing after it goes wherever it's going.
Right.
So hopefully this nips that far enough ahead of time, we won't have at least that same type of problem.
I've actually received a call or two from folks that really want us to fix this thing. Have we had any kind of discussion about what happens if we get in there and we find out this is not, and what's gonna fix it, and where we go from there?
My suspicion would be, since we know it's not at the plant, we've pretty much eliminated that aspect of it. We'd be back to the second part of the plan, which is digging up that old header. That being said, since we're going ahead and eliminating the possibility of what we're gonna be doing off the floor in step 1, and hopefully the final step now, that should reduce some of that cost, but it's still gonna be significant.
How much difference between this price right here, that these people fixing it, and the other price you had? Did you have $250,000 on the front
Yeah,
end?
but you're going from a 4-foot trench, digging up this huge piece of equipment, the header, that has all the connections, the 300+ connections, not to mention all the other stuff coming in, going north and south. That's 6-7 miles of piping. That goes out of play. Once you put that back in play, that's where your cost is going up, that extra $250,000.
Well, unlike Mr. Tassett, the chairman passed by, this one makes you sick to your stomach to think about a situation like this out there. And I don't care if there's 500 kids out there ice skating, it don't make any difference. This is a lot of money to spend per individual. It's a little hard to make Mr. Tassett and I, the farmer, Mr. Tassett and the farmer Ken Snook, that said, are you sure you know what you're doing? I don't know. Well, I guess one thing about it, we're gonna have to try. I guess that's be
Well, I think once we get through this first option, and let's say we get in there and we discover, yes, there's something definitely wrong here. If we get into it and say, boy, that sure looks like it's all okay, then I think there would be another discussion then.
That's what I'm inclined to believe too.
You're inclined to believe what?
I'm inclined to believe that trying this, you know, we try this, but the discussion has to get much more serious if this doesn't end up bearing fruit.
Yes.
Because I don't know about the 300,000 deal. That's, I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the Phillips site work bid for repairs to the ice floor in the amount of $59,820 to be paid from the depreciation fund.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna second that, but I'm gonna tell you right now that I pray that nothing happens wrong, because I guarantee I will be on your side.
I understand.
Okay, I second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. You gonna oppose?
No,
Okay.
I was thinking about it, I can tell you that.
Okay. I believe that's it.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Next item, workman's compensation insurance. Pat Hackey presenting.
Hi, Pat.
Good afternoon. I have good news tied to insurance. Our premium deposit went down from last year, $48,910. Last year, our work comp deposit was $173,054, and this year it came in at $124,144. And I say deposit, if you remember, we pay the deposit and then an audit is done on our actual payroll to see if we have more wage or less. So we might get another bill after the audit, or we might get a refund. There's a couple of things that I feel are important factors to this reduction. One is the powers that be, the state, whoever finally lowered the rate they were charging for like the appraisers that go out in the field, and our surveyors and that type of thing. They finally looked at that and made that more reasonable. The other is we're getting enough claim history to, since we put in Care to Thrive and have them as our first contact for our work comp, finally the reduction and the savings that program has fed into our history. So our experience factor is lower. Fewer dollars are hitting this insurance policy. So it's good news. So, yeah, that's what I have for you today. I guess, one, to continue K-Work as our work comp provider, and I believe the bill was in the claims for payment. Yeah.
I would make a motion that we approve the Kansas Workers Risk Cooperative for county's workman's comp insurance.
I second it.
The motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Next item is HR again, phone stipend.
I've had a request from two separate departments to get approval for positions to receive a phone stipend. Would the commission want to hear those together or separate?
Together would be fine.
Okay, and both department heads are here to answer questions. The first one is for our fleet maintenance clerk, for $40. She, does a lot, receives a lot of calls about equipment and things needing repaired. Vendors, Chris can elaborate on that if you have questions. The second one is the position of radio technician in communications. I believe this is a new position, and the request is for $80 because, data and photo would be required in that position. Elliot Link is the department head, and he can probably answer questions about this position, easier than I can.
Do you need any information about the new position?
Nope.
Okay. I'd make a motion that we approve the phone stipends as presented by Human Resources Director Pat Heckey.
I second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
The next item we have is the sheriff's office, board representations times 3.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Sheriff. Afternoon, Sheriff.
Just following up on committees and boards that will represent you all. Asking for approval for representation on the Southwest Kansas Juvenile Detention Center Board. Myself as primary, and Under Sheriff Dale Coleman as alternate. And then the second board is Compass Behavioral Health, myself as a primary, and Under Sheriff Coleman as the alternate. And then Santa Fe Trail Community Corrections, Investigator Jared Mender, representing you all
Okay.
from the Sheriff's Office.
I would make a motion to approve all the board representatives as presented by the Fort County Sheriff.
I second that. Did you skip 4?
4 was the one that we amended and took off the agenda.
Okay, I second it. Here.
Motion was second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I guess I'll say thank you.
Next item we have is Santa Fe Trail Community Corrections, Juvenile Services.
Hello,
Hi, Sonia.
how are you all today?
Now you.
How are you?
Do you need copies of these or?
I do not need them.
Thank
I
you.
can handle that.
Okay, I brought them just in case. Well, the first item that I'm bringing before you is our second quarter prevention grant progress report for our DIVERT program. This is the truancy program. I recommend, there's a lot of information and numbers on these, but just to summarize, we got 9 new referrals for truancy, and although that seems low, the second quarter really isn't a high referral period for truancy issues, and we really don't see those referrals pick up until the third and fourth quarter of the school year. But we had 45 start the year with us that were carried over the summer, and so we're well on our way of hitting our target goal of 75 youth. So we're fine in that area. This was presented and reviewed by our advisory board on the 10th, and so I'm bringing it before you today for your approval so that we can send it to the Department of Corrections on February 1st.
I would move that we approve the fiscal year 23 second quarter prevention grant progress DIVERT report for Santa Fe Trail Community Corrections.
I second it.
With the motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then the second progress report for you today is on our intake diversion program, or commonly called IDP. We had 17 new referrals for the second quarter, and so in addition to our 9 that we received on the first quarter, again, we're well on our way to reaching our goal of 50 youth. So this also was presented before our advisory board on the 10th, and just coming before you for your approval on this today as well.
motion that we approve the fiscal year 23 second quarter prevention grant progress report.
I second it.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's it for you. Have a good day.
Next item we have is county commission schedule change. February 20th is President's Day. Board will need to discuss an alternate date for the second regular meeting of the month.
I make a motion that we approve February 21st, 2023 at 3:30 as the second regular Board of County Commission meeting in February.
I second it.
With a motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
The next item is upcoming meetings. Kansas Legislative Policy Group 2023 legislative meeting, January 24th. Hotel Topeka at City Center. Local Government Day, January 25th, 2023, Topeka, Kansas. KAC County Day at the Capitol, February 9th, Kansas State Capitol. NACO Legislative Conference, February the 11th through the 14th, Washington, D.C. Annual Township Meeting, February 15th at 10:30 a.m., Expo Center. Kansas Association of City County Management Winter Seminar, February 16th, 2023, WSU Marcus Welcome Center. That is all the upcoming meetings on the list.
We have a going away reception for Sean tomorrow at noon, I believe noon to 1, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Did I hear that the county was springing for day-old donuts on that, or?
I got him.
JD was gonna take care of this, man.
Okay.
I take care of cheeseburgers, I don't do donuts.
All right, next we have, let's see, did I get the motion for the executive session?
Should be on your agenda,
You're right, it should be. Let me see if I can find that.
front of your book. Last page of your agenda.
Oh, it's in the item number, okay. Sorry. All right, I would make a motion that the board recess into executive session to discuss acquisition of real property pursuant to the preliminary discussion of, to the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B6. Open meeting to resume in this location. How much time do we need, gentlemen?
We can start with 15 minutes.
All right, we'll make it resume in this location at 4:35. In addition to the commissioners, the county administrator, assistant county administrator, county counselor, road and bridge Chris O'Neill, John's not here today. Ben Burton should be included in the executive session.
John said he was gonna attend by telephone.
Oh, he is by phone? Oh, right there it says. All right. John Hobbywalks to be included in the executive session also. That is my motion.
I second it.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. See you all back and forth. All right, we are back from executive session, reconvening our meeting. We have no action to be taken out of executive session. I would make a motion to adjourn.
I second
All those in favor?
it. Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Meeting is adjourned.